Hey there, welcome to the latest episode of Hiker Homily. This time we're going to talk about the bare minimum you need for a day hike. And it should be pretty simple, right? Most people, you just get a backpack, you put some stuff in it. Okay. But, what is that stuff you're going to put in that little day backpack and things like that? I know there's a lot of lists out there where they talk about the 10 essentials that you should always have in your pack, and I have done an episode on the 10 essentials. I get that, absolutely. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm just saying if you're just going out for a simple thing, the absolute bare minimum that you need for a day hike, that's what I'm going to go over. So here we go. Number one, research and knowledge of the trail you're going on. I know, I say it all the time. I said it for the bare minimum for backpacking, all that kind of good stuff. It's important to just know. It helps prevent you from getting lost. You know your area, you know what to expect. It helps you plan and things like that. So it is an absolute bare essential, bare minimum for any hike is researching where you're going, knowing in your head the trail, okay, and the area, the kinds of flora and fauna you're liable to encounter, if any of them can create a problem for you. Are there coyotes? Is this mountain lion territory? Is this rattlesnake territory? Other kinds of things like that. Am I going into mosquito territory? All of that. She agrees. If you can't speak chicken, she's totally agreeing with me. Just letting you know right now. Next, your footwear and clothing. Make sure you have proper clothing. There's no war on cotton. For me, I have lots of cotton shirts, but for hiking purposes, cotton is rotten in most cases. It just doesn't do good with moisture, wicking, sweat, any of that kind of stuff, and can create issues. So I generally do not wear cotton. So make sure you have the proper clothing that helps wick moisture away when you need it to, and things like that. You have a jacket or rain gear with you, even if it's not forecast for rain. Surprises happen. Nature loves to surprise us. So always have one. It doesn't weigh that much, especially for a day hike, to have a small rain poncho or something stuffed in your backpack. And if it stays in the backpack and never comes out, okay, but you had it just in case. So proper footwear and clothing. Again, the footwear thing, it's an enjoyment thing. It helps you enjoy your trail, not worry about those aching feet. Soreness can happen when you're hiking, but I'm not talking about soreness. I'm talking about actual foot pain. Prevent it by having the right footwear. So there's a bare minimum right there. Next, you make sure you have enough water. How long are you going to be out there? Well, it's going to be a hike of this many miles according to the research I've done. So that should take me this long. And this happens to be a place where there's no water sources. They don't have any spigots. There's no creeks, things like that. I've been on several day hikes where, there's not going to be any water sources. So I'm going to be out there this long. It's going to be this temperature. Do the math after you've done the research and figure out what you're going to carry. Generally, like say when I'm at Black Diamond Regional Park, aside from certain parking areas, there's not a whole lot of water sources out on the actual trail. There's a few for horses, but there's none for hikers. So I make sure I'm usually, if it's going to be kind of a hot sided day and I try and get there in the morning, but the heat might come in there, I'm going to carry at least 2 liters for like a 5-6 mile hike. That way I have it. Maybe even a little bit more depending on how I'm feeling. If I feel like I need more, sometimes I really do need the water more. So know yourself, do some research, but yes, you definitely have to have a supply of water. Also, even if it's just a day hike and you're only going to be out there a couple of hours, carry some kind of food with you. If you start to have blood sugar issues or a little bit of an energy issue, something as simple as some cheese and salami can help you through that, even in a short hike. Now, if you're going to be out, it's an actual day hike where you're going to be out all day, you're probably going to at least want to bring a lunch with you and then something to snack on in the morning, something to snack on in the afternoon. So 3 separate things for food, but you are going to want to bring that. But again, even if you're only going out I'm only going to do 5 miles. It's going to take me a couple of hours. You should have some kind of food in your pack just in case. If you don't get hungry and don't eat, fantastic. But I've been out there before where it's like, okay, I've gone 4 miles. I've got another 4 to go to finish. That's only an hour or two. But boy, I'm starting to feel kind of listless, kind of energyless. Okay, well, I've got this cheese and I'm going to have this salami with it and things like that. A little quick pick me up, keep me going on the trail. And finally, something to navigate with. Make sure you have a map of the area you're in, your compass, and even if you're not going to use that to navigate, because I know we have our smartphones and they do a great job on lots of trails, but always carry one with you. And there you go. That is the absolute bare minimum for a day hike. Simple things: knowledge of the trail, footwear, proper footwear, and backup clothing just in case. Like backup clothing, as in like a rain jacket or something simple like that. If you need it, proper water, some kind of food with you, and something to make sure you can navigate if you need it. If you get turned around somewhere. Simple, right? For day hiking, should be good. She agrees. Can you hear her? I'm sure you can, because she's noisy. I mean, this is a thing, folks. I'm raising chickens, so they're going to be in the videos. So there's no getting around it. All right. Any comments or questions? I appreciate you guys watching this goofy channel of mine. Totally do. As always, thanks very much for watching. And I will see you next time.